Right, so it's Sunday. It's the day before Corben starts school. Its nursery is going to be gone for 3 hours in the morning, 9:15 till 12:15. So obviously it's not starting all day, full time, but it's Monday to Friday. 3 hours of the day is going to be, me and Danetta are trusting another human being to look after him. Now, I've got an issue with this, and I know it's not. Kids are starting school, parents get upset about it, and all the rest of it. My worries and concerns aren't that of the general of general parents, like things that you Google. Oh, what are you worried about your kid starting school? Oh, I'm worried he's going to get bullied. I'm worried he won't fit in. No, they're obviously genuine worries, and they're very valid worries. But I don't worry about that because I've been building Corben's character for nearly 4 years now. He's 4 in a month's time, and I've been building this character, and he's got it in himself. So I'm not worried about the normal things that parents worry about. What I am worried about, though, is I just don't have trust in people to do what people should do. People don't do the right thing a lot of the time, and people don't tend to do all of the time what they're paid to do. I'm not saying it's going to be bad teachers and things like that, but it's just a couple of examples of why I think the way that I do. Years and years ago, I had a knee surgery. I went in with a bad knee to the hospital, and I had to beg and plead and go back several times for him to get to look at my knee, and I ended up with an ACL operation. So basically they had to take all my ligaments were knackered, and they had to take a third of my hamstring out to build new ligaments. That's quite a serious operation, especially when I used to like playing football. Anyway, it happened again. I went back to playing football like an idiot, and it happened to the other knee. So I went back. Still, I had to beg, plead, go back several times for him to really check it out. They just kept sending me away. I ended up with the same operation again on the other knee. So I've had quite a serious knee operation on both knees now. But I had to beg and plead for that. I couldn't rely on the professional's opinion and just take that on the chin, because I knew something was wrong and they wouldn't look at it properly. So there's that. That's something that happened quite a number of years ago. Fast forwarding a little bit, Corben has an accident. When he was 18 months-ish, was it? Yeah, about 18 months old. You trust the professionals. We were in the children's hospital for 3 weeks non-stop, and then we had to keep going back and forth, probably another 18 months. Altogether, it lasted for like 2 years. A complaint. We had to put a complaint in. The amount of bad care that we received, the amount of bad decisions that were made by health professionals was just... I could fill an hour's worth of post easy of me just ranting about it. It was terrible. And we had a complaint. They told us one nurse had left. I'm pretty sure she probably got shoved because she was useless. How she qualified as a nurse, I'll never know. But I'm pretty sure there was a couple of harsh conversations that happened due to our complaint, and they've also changed some of the practices that they do in that particular unit that we were in, all down to how bad our experience was. So again, I'm not very trusting of the NHS and people. My 2 sisters are nurses, believe that. And you know what? I bet they're the best nurses going, not just because they're my sisters, but because they have a similar mentality to me, and I know that they will do the right thing even if it's the hardest thing. So I have a bit of a distrust when it comes to other people controlling or making decisions for my child. Now it gets to school. The education system's broken. I'd probably say a lot of people would go with the education system as it is right now could do with a bit of sprucing up, could do with modernising in a huge way. You hardly ever, when somebody just does something that they're supposed to do, not over and above, just something that they're supposed to do, I'm thinking, what? You've done something you're supposed to do. You're amazing, your best thing since sliced bread. Not really. That's what everybody should do. And then you praise people that go over and above what they're supposed to do. That's pretty much how it's supposed to work. But it's not working like that. So again, you're trusting people to make decisions and do things, and it's rare that it happens properly, which is, it's just not on, is it? It's crap. But we made the decision, can we homeschool? Homeschooling is a huge life choice, absolutely massive life choice. Are we in a position to be able to do it? Should I just make ourselves in a position to do it? Maybe. I've spoke to teachers that don't believe in the education system, all sorts of stuff. Should we maybe get him in school now, because it'll be easier to put him in now and take him out if things don't change than it will be to homeschool him now. If that didn't work for whatever reason, then try and integrate him into school at a later date. It's probably more difficult for him. So we've taken the decision, we've just said, right, let's make a decision. We're going to let him start school. And then if it doesn't work, we'll take him out. At the moment, it's only 3 hours a day. But for 3 hours a day, I'm putting him in someone else's care. And they're going to be making decisions. Oh, I'm going to have to let them make decisions for Corben. You might think, well, everyone does that and it's school and that's just what happens. Does it? Is that the mentality that we've got though now? Is that the mentality that that everyone goes with just because, well, that's just what you do? Well, does it have to be? That doesn't have to be just what you do, does it? You don't have to send your kids to school if you don't want. As long as you're going to educate them properly. Oh, obviously, every child needs an education. Oh, it's so frustrating. This is the difficult parenting. All the nonsense about you don't get no sleep, you've got to get up 10 times in a night, you've got to do this with bottles, you've got to change nappies, parenting's so difficult. Correct, it is. That's difficult physically because you get tired. I tell you what's difficult mentally, and I tell you what the real difficult bits of parenting are, and making these life choices. They're making big decisions. For me, I don't ever want anybody to make a decision for my child, or for my life, in fact, and then it go wrong and I can blame them. I'd rather say, well, let me make the decision, then if it goes wrong, I know there's only myself to blame. I can deal with that. I can take that on the chin. Education. I don't like the education system, but I'm putting my kid into it. Is this an error? I don't know. Another reason that makes me all apprehensive and I'm getting a little bit worried about this thing is the recent trip to hospital we had, where we now found he's got a nut allergy. He won't be staying for dinner while he's in nursery, but we've got to start planning for the future. In another year's time, now he will be staying for dinners. Dinner is on the website today, and it turns out they've got this healthy eating option thing on the website. It includes peanut butter. This is the thing. This is another thing that's niggling away at us. Is kids are kids. There's times where I know other children have gone to school with peanut butter sandwiches. Now, until Corb had a nut allergy, I didn't really think too much of nut allergies. I'd like to think that common sense would have prevailed should I have been put in a position where I thought, should I send the kid with nuts just in case the kid's got a nut allergy? I'd like to think I'd have thought about that at the time, but who knows, because I weren't put in that situation. The school are going to be serving peanut butter at some stages. Corben's going to be in that environment. Kids are kids. His friend might say, oh, here, do you want some of this? I can't expect a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 4, 5, 6-year-old. Can you expect a 6-year-old? I don't know. Can you expect him to go, hang on, because I remember I've got that allergy. So actually, it's probably best I leave that. No, kids are probably going to be going, oh, yeah, all right, then I'll swap you my apple for that peanut butter sandwich or whatever. Probably. Should we ban peanuts, peanut butter, anything peanuts from schools? Is that going a bit too far? Maybe it is. Because just because one kid's got an allergy shouldn't mean everyone has to miss out. What I'm trying to say is, you can see I'm putting my kid into this environment where all these potential hazards are out of my control. I can't control that. If you are homeschooling, you go to certain groups and things like that for the day. They do get plenty of social time. That's just a complete silly myth that even I thought of. Before I started looking into homeschooling, I thought, what about the social? They're going to grow up a loner. No, if you look into it properly, you will change your mind. That is not happening whatsoever. Social skills are not a problem for homeschool kids at all. Just little things. Little things are now turning into big things. The school that Corben's going to, Abby and Kira both used to go there, his older sisters. And just the little things like, they were supposed to come and do his own visit. they turned up to the wrong house. Not our last address, the address before that. What the hell have they got? The amount of times we've told them that we'd moved address, that we'd moved house, and they clearly don't update the records. And that's been ongoing for, we've been together like 5 years now. But they're just mistake after mistake after mistake. There was once a time where we needed to send a message, and we sent it in and said, right, I can't remember whether one of them was on some medication or something like that, and we said, right, all their teachers must know that if she needs to take this medication, blah blah blah, she needs to do it, no arguing. Then she's still coming home saying, oh, the teacher won't let me do this, won't let me do that, even though we'd specifically been in and said. So all these little things now, they've all been bubbling away and building up, but now we've got to a stage where Corben's starting school and they're all coming back up again, and all these little things that have happened, well, some big, but all these things that have happened are now accumulating, and you're thinking, can we trust anyone anymore? Can I put my child in an environment that I'm, or not I, but me and his mum aren't controlling? It's a scary world. You're probably thinking, well, why don't you just homeschool then? And then you can control the entire environment. You can do what you want. I seem to think it's better. Do I? I don't know. This is the thing. Parenting is so difficult because you don't know what because there isn't a right decision, is there? I don't know. I just thought I'd talk to you about it because it starts tomorrow.